Hi, welcome to Stamp Designs with Denise. I'm Denise Johnson, an independent demonstrator for Stamping Up in Bedford, New Hampshire. Thank you for joining me today. Today I will be sharing some alternate projects using the Paper Pumpkin December kit called Beary Comforting. Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription kit offered by Stamping Up that you can subscribe to or pre-purchase monthly subscriptions for. There will be links in my description of this video so that you can get more information on that. I have a number of projects for you today, so I want to get started right away. And a benefit of subscribing for Paper Pumpkin with me is that I offer all of my subscribers a PDF that contains at least 10 alternate projects each month using that month's kit. My fellow demonstrators and I put that together, and so that is exclusive products that you can only get when you subscribe to me. So let's get started. We've got some great projects today, and I'm going to turn my camera around and hopefully you'll enjoy what I'm making today. So today I'm going to be making some alternate projects using the Beary Comforting Paper Pumpkin kit from December of 2020. Your kit comes in this lovely box, and it contains all the supplies that you need to make the cards featured here in this flyer. So I made up one of each of them just to show you. They come with coordinating envelopes. So this is the first one, You Are On My Mind, with the cute little bear holding a bouquet of flowers. Get Well Soon with the raccoon and the heart, and then the little koala bears holding the cupcake and saying hooray. So every kit usually contains the envelopes in cards. Sometimes there are projects or maybe candy bags or gift tags instead of cards, but this month was cards. It always has an exclusive stamp set in it. I've already mounted all my stamps on blocks. And then it always comes with a Stampin' Spot. So Rich Razzleberry was in this kit. As you can see, it has all the die cut shapes for you. And then there's the rest of the envelopes and the card bases. So let's get started with the cards I have. Oh, so next month is called the Sending Hearts kit, and it is, you can order it, subscribe until January 10th. And there is also going to be an add-on kit with this. So the Sending Hearts Paper Pumpkin kit will be part of your subscription. It includes enough supplies to create 8 cards and 8 coordinating envelopes. And the little love boxes are an add-on that you can get through the Stampin' Up website. And it will include 20 printed mini boxes and 24 decorative die cuts and labels. And as you can see, the boxes will be this white with the black polka dots. It looks like the labels are petal pink, and then it has these really cute little snails that are also die cuts. And it will coordinate with the Sending Hearts Paper Pumpkin kit, and you can start ordering this on January 1st, and it will be only available while supplies last. So my first card is going to use Calypso Coral as the card base. It's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have 2 Whisper White layers. They are 4 by 5 1/4. I have a Daffodil Delight layer that I used my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine in the rectangle stitched dies and cut out this shape. If you don't have the dies, I like them because it adds this extra stitching detail around the edge. But the size of this is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 if you don't have the dies. And then we're also going to use the little bear and the flower die cuts from the kit, and then one of the labels. And I've already pre-stamped mine. I'm going to do the Get Well Soon. And then for some extra sparkle, I have the metallic pearls. So the coordinating colors with this set that I'm going to use are Calypso Coral, Soft Seafoam, Rich Razzleberry, and Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to use this flower stamp that was included in the kit. And I'm going to just sort of randomly stamp these flowers on this Whisper White layer. So I'm going to use each of those colors that I showed you and sort of create my own designer series paper with this. So I'm going to clean my stamp set between each color on my simple chamois. And this is the Rich Razzleberry. And then my last color with the flowers will be Calypso Coral. Just gonna kind of fill in here. And then because I still have some white blank spaces, I'm taking this sort of little leaf pattern from the stamp kit, and we'll just fill in here with the soft sea foam and some of my white spaces. Now I sort of have a big white empty space in the middle, but that's okay because my Daffodil Delight layer is actually going to cover that up, so I don't need to completely fill in the center with that. So what I'm going to do is layer this on, and actually let's decorate the inside with those flowers while we've got this out. I think I'll do that in the Daffodil Delight. So maybe just put some down here in this corner and some up there in that corner. And then that will be our inside layer. Okay. So our stamping, as I said, I pre-stamped my Get Well Soon. This was in the Rich Razzleberry. And that sentiment is included in the kit. So let's get my tape. And we will put that right in the middle of this. Our card base. Let's get that folded and burnished with our bone folder. And you can attach this to the front, and then this was our inside piece, and we'll attach that in there. So now, using some Stampin' Dimensionals, I'm going to put our little bear right there, and he actually is pre-cut right here on his arm, so you can tuck the flower bouquet right inside of that, and it looks like he's holding it. So let's get my dimensionals over here, and dimensionals were also included in this kit as your adhesive, so it really makes it quite easy with these kits. They include pretty much everything you need to assemble the cards as shown. And then I always like doing the alternates and finding some creativity. This set actually, I had a little bit of a problem when I first opened it up. I wasn't quite sure, and then as you'll see, once I got going on it, I really couldn't stop with creating. So it was a good set. I really enjoyed. And now that Christmas is almost here, and hopefully by now everybody has their Christmas cards out in the mail and has finished making them, it's time to start looking ahead to other opportunities to send cards. And I think that here in New Hampshire we have very cold, snowy months in front of us, and it's nice to send some cards, some cheery cards with some nice bright colors to brighten someone's day. So there you go. I made this one into a get well soon. If you have other stamps with other sentiments, you can, certainly make this any way you want. The set comes with get well soon, hooray, and you are on my mind. So those are the sentiments that come with it. And some of the other cards I'm going to make, I will be using different sentiment stamp sets, just to show you. So these flowers have a little bit of a gold foil on the center of them, so I thought it would be fun to add some of these gold metallic pearls to bring in some more sparkle. I've got my take your pick tool, and we're just gonna pick up some of these pearls and add them to our card. Maybe I'll put one there and another one there. So there we go. That card actually went together pretty quickly, and with the the flowers and the different colors, it really makes it nice and bright and cheery. So let's get our next card out. So this card is using all elements from the kit, and I've just designed it a little bit differently than they did in the kit. So this is our card base that comes with that. It's Calypso Coral, and as you can see, it's got some of that gold foil and some other kind of squiggly on it. So we'll get this. I lost my bone folder. Did anyone see where I put that? I could have sworn it was right here. There it is. Okay. My desk isn't that big that I work on, and it's amazing how much stuff I lose just standing right here over it. So then these cupcake and present were elements from the kit, and then this is one of the sentiment labels. So I am using Itty Bitty Birthday stamp set for this, and the one I chose is It's Sure to Be a Fun Day, and we're going to stamp that in the Calypso Coral. And then I have, for the inside, I have Happy Birthday. And then just so we can bring in some of the elements from the front to the inside of the card, I'm going to stamp some of those little leaves again in this Calypso Coral, just in the corner up here and maybe down here as well. And let me get this cleaned up in case I need it again, so I don't forget that I've got ink on it. There we go. Close up my Calypso Coral. And then I'm going to put these on the front. It sure would be a fun day if you had cupcakes and presents. So let's use some dimensionals, and we will layer those right on the front. Okay, let's see, kind of do these right in the middle. Like that, and then we will tuck our sentiment down on the top of that. So that's our next card. And then of course we have some gold glitter enamel dots just to add a little bit more sparkle. As you can see, these die cuts have some of that gold foil elements on them to give it some extra shine. So let's get these. I think I'm going to add maybe 5 of these. Let's see. There we go. And that just adds a little more extra sparkle to that card. And then this was the inside. So this stamp set, Itty Bitty Birthdays, just has all different kinds of birthday sentiments. So this worked out perfect for this card. Let's get that set aside. We'll come up with our next one. So this one is using the Zany Zebras just because I wanted the one sentiment that said wild about you, because I'm using these cute little koala bear cutouts on this. And this is an element from the kit. And what I did is I cut it in half. So I think it's about just over 3 inches. So cutting in half would make it about 1.5 inches. So this is what I ended up with, was these 2 pieces like this. And then I wanted this one to be only 4 inches long. So I just trimmed off this end a little bit on this. So this is 1.5 inches by 4 inches. This element was also in the kit, and I cut that perfectly in half. And then my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have another seafoam, soft seafoam layer. And this is, let's see, it's 3.5 by 4 3/4 inches. So I'm going to use that leaf pattern again, and I'm going to do some tone on tone. So I'm using the soft seafoam, and I'm going to stamp these leaves all over the front of this card. Okay, so then I have my sentiment, Wild About You. I'm going to stamp that in the Rich Razzleberry. And put that right down here on the bottom of this soft seafoam layer. Now, when I saw these 2 koala bears, they're connected by this piece of paper, and one of the sentiments fits in between, so it looks like they're holding the sentiment. But what I did is I thought it would be really cute if you've kind of folded them and put them together, and it kind of looks like they're hugging. So that's why I chose this Wild About You sentiment, because of my hugging koala bears, and they are wild animals. So I am going to use dimensionals and layer, pop this up on my card base. I've cut my nails really short, and for some reason it's hard to get those dimensionals off then. Okay, so let's center that right in the middle. And I'm going to attach this layer. We'll use some seal, Stampin' Seal to do that with. Right there. And then our other element was this half circle. So we're going to tuck this down in. Just barely tuck that in right through the top of that. And then we have our hugging koala bears that we're going to sort of place right there in the middle. And we will add some more dimensionals on them to pop them up. There we go. Let's put them right there. And then we're going to use some of those glitter enamel dots again. And let's use some bigger ones this time. Oh, I got it stuck to my finger. There we go. And then maybe, let's see, do one there. So that just adds a little more. As you can see, the gold foil is on that circle. It's also on that rich raspberry layer from the card. So, and then to decorate the inside, we could also do some of these leaves again on the inside. And I didn't really have an inside sentiment with this stamp set, but you could use another stamp set, or you could write your own sentiment on that. So that's another card. And then I have this card. I used some Stampin' Blends on this, and the Rococo Rose and the Petal Pink. This is the organdy striped ribbon in the Petal Pink color. And this uses the Itty Bitty Greeting stamp set, and I'm doing the Sweet Baby because I saw this little bear stamp and I thought that would be really sweet for a baby card. So we have our basic gray layer is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut the envelope because I want to use this paper that's on the inside of the envelope on the front of my card. So this is the paper trimmer, and what I want is I want the inside panel to be 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut off the extra envelope sides first, and then we will size our striped paper. So let's see, I want this to be 5 1/4, so I just need to trim off a little bit more, and this to be 4 inches. I'll trim off a little bit more there. Okay. So what we're going to do is this will layer on top of that. I have a Whisper White layer that's 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be our inside piece. I have a piece of rich raspberry, and again, I used those stitched rectangle shaped dies. But if you wanted to cut this, let me see, I wrote down the dimensions. The rich raspberry layer is 4 inches by 2 5/8. And then I have a piece of the shimmery white. I don't know if you can see this on the video, but it has a little bit of a sparkle to it. This was also cut with those stitched rectangle dies, but this is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 if you want to cut it with a paper trimmer. So I'm going to take my bear and I'm going to stamp him in the Memento Black. And let's put him down towards the bottom. And then I have my sentiment, which is Sweet Baby. And we're going to put that right up at the top here. And let me get my ink covered up. And as you can see, I made a blue one, so I am going to make this one with the Rococo Rose and the Petal Pink for a girl. So nice to have both options on hand if you don't know whether the mom is having a boy or a girl. So let's just quickly get this colored in with my Stampin' blends. Okay, so there's our pink bear all colored in. And one more stamping thing. I wanted to do that leaf pattern again with the Rococo Rose. And just stamp right here and right here. This is going to be the inside of our card. And let's get this all layered together. I'm going to attach my bear to the rich raspberry layer, and then I will use dimensionals to pop her up. Lost my dimensionals. It really is just crazy that I can't keep track of my stuff. Okay. So this is an old dimensional sheet, which you know you don't waste anything. So I'm just cutting the edges up and using them because we do not waste any of this. Okay, let's peel these off. And we're going to get her attached. And then I have my ribbon, and I'm going to use my bow maker. And so these little pegs are about 1/2 inch apart. So I put it maybe about 1 inch apart here. And this, I like this, it helps me make even bows. And so when you pull it to tighten it, if you pull downwards, it will help give you these little tails that come down. If you pull out across, then it's more if you wanted to wrap the ribbon all the way around the whole card. But if you pull down on it, it should give you some nice little tails. So let me just trim this. Trim this one. Okay. And using some Stampin' dimensional, or sorry, some mini glue dots. I am going to attach my bow. The glue dot doesn't want to stick. Sticking to everything but my ribbon. Okay. Okay, let's get this. So we're sort of going to put the bow right at the bear's hands. And there we go. So here is a baby card for either a little boy or a little girl. And I have one final card for you. Usually I don't do this many, but as I said, once I started creating with this kit, I found I couldn't stop. Oh, this was the inside of that card. So let me just get that attached before I lose that. And go right in here. There we go. And as you can see, I put a blue one on the inside of the boy card. Let's move some of my stuff out of the way, clean off my stamps. Okay, so for this last card, you are going to get a sneak peek of a new product coming out January 5th. So Stampin' Up! Has a new mini catalog. The January to June mini is coming out on January 5th, and Celebration starts on January 5th, and this is when you spend $50 on product, you get a free product from inside the Celebration catalog. So for every $50 you spend, you can get a free product. And there's also some items in here. When you spend $100, you can get one of those for free. So this all starts January 5th. I can't show you the insides. If you've ordered from me in the past, I have mailed these to you. You should hopefully be receiving them before the first of the year. If you don't, and you have placed an order with me in the past year, please contact me and I will make sure that you get one. If you're not a customer of mine, but you would like a catalog, please get in touch with me and I would be happy to talk to you about getting you one. So the set I used on this next card is called Lots of Heart and the Many Hearts dies. So these dies are very detailed. These are all the different dies included with this set. I cut them all out last night. So you can see the detail. And so I decided to make one Valentine Day card out of this kit. So what I did, we have a card base, which is the Rich Razzleberry, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then this is one of the card bases from our kit. And I'm going to get my paper trimmer out again because I want to trim this. And we're going to make this the 4 by 5 1/4. So we have that layer for the front of our card. And then off the back of this card base, what I did is I used this die and I cut out the flowers, which are those. And then I used this die in gold foil, scrap piece of paper, and I cut that out. So I have a Whisper White layer, that's 4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be the inside of our card. And then we're going to add some more sparkle to the card by adding gilded gems. So let's get this layered here. And then I did have, oh, here it is. I had a sentiment. This is from the kit, but I'm using the sentiment from this stamp set, the Lots of Heart, and this says, "My heart smiles just thinking about you." And then for the inside, I have the detailed flower stamp set, also from this stamp set. So let's get some rich razzleberry and stamp our sentiment. Okay, so I got that on straight, so that's a good day. And the inside, okay, let's do the inside as well with the flowers. And then of course you could write anything, you know, Happy Valentine's Day on here. Send it to a friend. My heart smiles just thinking about you. So just send it to make somebody's day better. And let's see. Let's start layering our stuff now. So this is going on the front. So this is similar to the sheet I used that was from the envelope. It's sort of oriented the other way, and then this one has some gold foil detail in it. And let's get this on some dimensionals. And put that there. And then our filigree hearts can go on top of that. I'm going to use a little bit of this fine tip glue. The fine tip glue pen is nice. It hopefully helps you from getting glue that goes everywhere. So if I can get it kind of centered and only place it once. There we go. Get that covered up so it doesn't dry out. And add some seal to this. And I think I'm going to put that kind of right across there. Like that, and then this is our inside. Now I have the gilded gems for the sparkle. So with the gold foil, this card sort of sparkles enough, but as you know, we can never have enough sparkle. And let me get all my cards back out here that we made. So there's some different elements with this kit. And then I did want to show you, I made this card. This is, I mentioned that if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin through me, you receive a PDF with exclusive alternate projects. And this is one that I made for that. I used the Heart Punch pack, which contains these 2 punches. So I punched out the hearts in the petal pink and layered them tone on tone, and then cut out the rich raspberry, and then that's that little raccoon from the kit. And the sentiment, "You Are on My Mind," is also from that kit. And the sparkle is the Artistry Blooms adhesive backed sequins. So that's just a bonus card. So these are the cards I made. If you'd like to place an order, December is almost over, almost Christmas. Maybe I guess 2/3 over. It just seems like it's going really fast right now. My December host code, if you'd like to place an order with me, I'd appreciate it if you'd use my December host code. I hope that you've enjoyed these alternate projects. There will be a link to my blog where pictures and dimensions for all of these cards will be. And if you are interested in subscribing to Paper Pumpkin, there will be a link for that. Or if you'd like to purchase a prepaid subscription, there will be links for that to Stampin' Up so that you could purchase that with me. I appreciate you watching and your support, your comments, and remember to leave a little sparkle wherever you go.